Hey, it's reality check time. Okay, well, I just kind of want to put out this video because, well, I'm pissed off, and, that's what I do when I put out videos. It's mostly because I'm pissed off about something. And, well, this one has kind of a lot of topics. Well, the first one I want to kind of address is the rich and the treatment of the poor. Now, I don't want to get into any specifics of people or names or anything like that, because in all honesty I haven't done the research to back it up. But hey, I have hearsay and conjecture, so I'll just go with that. Okay, well, we'll talk a little bit about manufactured obsolescence, and we'll talk a little bit about technological suppression. Okay, well, a lot of people don't know this, but the big reason why Prohibition was instated in the first place is the first Model T Ford was made to run on alcohol. Now, if cars ran on alcohol, a farmer with a sugar beet farm could essentially fuel his car and have a potential source of profit in selling the fuel back. Basically what you do is, since sugar can be derived from, well, lots and lots of plants, almost anything, it's not commercially viable to let everybody have the fuel. So now I have the fuel and you have to buy it from me. Now at the time, they were manufacturing a lot of kerosene, and gasoline was a byproduct of this manufacture of kerosene. They had so much gasoline they were actually pouring it into rivers, and these rivers were lighting on fire because there was so much of it, and they didn't have any use for it. Now when the internal combustion engine came in, it was viable to use alcohol and gasoline. You had to adjust the motor a little bit to use gasoline, but it's essentially, back then when they had carburetors, that's how it worked, okay? So pretty much implied prohibition. It wasn't some high moral standard kind of thing where they were trying to eliminate, beaten wives and all that shit. It wasn't about that. It's never about that. It was just about the money, because any law that America ever makes is just to appease the stockholders, essentially. And guess what? If you're a constituent of the United States, you're not a stockholder, alright? You're not. The 1% are the stockholders. The 1% rich people are the ones holding all the keys. Now, I don't mean to, incite some big conspiracy theory like, the Bilderberg group is controlling everything. But I mean, if you really look at it literally, how many media sources are owned by the same company? That means that that company controls all the information going through that media sources. And if there's a friend of theirs or something like that who has a vested interest in something, and alright, think about it like this. If you can help a buddy out, you're gonna help him out. Especially if it doesn't really, cost you anything. But if he's a good buddy, hey, you'll help him out a little more. Now, let's say you want to get some policies passed, but you're not a politician. But hey, you got a guy who is a politician who you're backing and giving money to. So you talk to your buddy over in Viacom, you say, like, okay, well, he's got some competition. Try to downplay that competition as much as you can, alright? And upplay the guy I'm supporting. And pretty much that's how it works. But that's not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how, greed, yeah, greed is good. Yeah. We're all human, and we all subscribe to, like, yeah, we have to live to fucking make money. I don't know why we can't just live in the fucking moment and enjoy our lives, but apparently everybody's idea of enjoying life is having the most physical possessions when you die. It's kind of weird. We still have this pharaoh mentality. But when you suppress technology, or even if you look at, like, the Tesla towers back in the day, like, basically, if you look at the Earth, it's a big metal ball rotating inside a magnetic field. What do you call that? A dynamo. It's a motor. It's just a fucking motor. That's what the Earth is. In fact, if the satellites, like the International Space Station, actually has to discharge static electricity on a regular basis because it is a metal object passing through a magnetic field. When a metal ferrous object passes through a magnetic field, it induces an electrical current. Alright, so what Tesla wanted to do is he basically wanted to turn the Earth into a dynamo and do it in such a way where if you wanted electricity, all you had to do was stick a fork in the ground. And you know what? The technology And the idea behind it, theoretically, it's feasible too. Oh yeah, also, Tesla invented AC electricity, okay? So the only reason you can see this or have an internet connection is because of this guy, okay? Listen, if Edison got his way, it would have been DC power, you would have had gold couplings, and only the 1% would have had electricity, okay? But that's just how the world worked out, because somewhere along the line, someone said, hey, this is a good idea, and fucking thank God for that person. But when you, alright, coming back to the Tesla and all that stuff, when you actively suppress technology like that, when you could bring unlimited electricity to all the world, you are not only, alright, when you suppress that, you're not just making money, you're not just furthering your riches or making your tomb a little bigger with the possessions you have there. You're actively stopping the evolution of mankind. Your entire race is degenerating from your greed. And you know, that comes from the power that you hold. You are the 1%ers, alright? The power you hold allows you to be these maniacal overlord things, okay? Like, think about it like this. We have had the ability to have electric cars for years and years, since the 90s, and they were efficient electric cars. But they were all destroyed, all taken out into the Arizona desert and buried. And I'm sure you guys have all seen the death of the electric car. But in doing that, you have severely limited our evolution, okay? Our cognitive evolution. And if you look into the history, yes, pretty much religion suppression and the megamaniacal thinking of religion suppressed technology and our cognitive evolution for 1,000 fucking years. Now we're doing it over money. We are actively suppressing this. And you know what? This actually may lead to the extinction of all mankind. Because guess what? We only got a couple billion years, and we got nuclear warheads. This is in a time of humanity where we could destroy ourselves 70 times over. This is the most troubling time in human existence. So right now what we need to do is we need to develop as much technology as we possibly can to try to get off this world. Because once a civilization has populated other planets and other star systems, it's pretty goddamn hard to destroy them. So by suppressing this technology, oh yeah, wireless electricity. Wireless electricity! Tesla came up with it! Magnetic coils! It's very simple technology in comparison to if you looked at a computer or something like that. If you tried it, you could figure it out. You could, and it wouldn't be that complicated. Alright? You know how an electric motor works? Just a little more complication on that, okay? Wireless electricity has been suppressed for years and years and years, okay? Think about it like this. Think about all those little tech guys who had to pay and work for money to pay for the electricity to work on their experiments. If they hadn't have had to pay for that electricity or hadn't had to work to pay for that electricity, think about the accomplishments they could have had. Think about what they could have done if we weren't restricted by this working all the time and money, 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 money. Alright? Money is not God. The one with the most money at the end of the life doesn't win. You know who wins? The one who's happiest. The one who dies with a smile on his face. And you know what? I highly doubt many of these rich fucks die with a smile on their face. So, I know that probably none of the 1% are going to watch this video. But you have to understand that they're the 1%. You're the 99, okay? You're the 99. They may have the power. They may have the money. But the money is what gives them the power. Okay? We have to take this shit away from them. There has to be a limit. We cannot let these people rule over us anymore, because now, as opposed to just making money and ruling and maybe making it shitty for people in the present, you're actively fucking limiting mankind's propagation. You are bringing our species to extinction. And I don't really give a shit. I mean, like, I just think that humankind is kind of, you know, as individuals, we're very smart. As a group, we are fucking blathering idiots. So, fuck it. Who cares? We're all going down the drain anyway. But you know what? That may seem like a pessimistic attitude. That doesn't mean I have lost any hope in my life. My life is fucking excellent. I love my life so much, and I love the fact that I love everybody else in this world, in this universe so much. Because there's no such thing as a stupid person. There's no such thing as a bad person. There's only such thing as a misguided person. Okay? Alright, guys. See you next time.